Hey, you're tuning into another episode of Mr. Z and the Fifth.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Welcome to Mr. Z and Fifth, episode 7. What's our topic for today?
Supermarket of death.
Now, explain what that means. Explain what we mean by that.
Well, when we tell you about supermarket of death, we're talking about the nutrition factor of your diet, what you take in daily, what you eat daily. As far as snacking, as far as dinner, as far as lunch, as far as breakfast, and when you go to the supermarket, what do you buy? What do you pick up when you go to the supermarket? Do you go to the outer aisles to pick up the fruits, or do you go to the inner aisles and you pick up boxes of cereal, chips, snacks like cookies, the junk, I don't want to call it all junk, but things that's not true nutritious for your body, but things that's more nutritious is they seem to be more on the outer side of when you go into the supermarket, they seem to be more on the outer aisles of the supermarket, where the fruits and where the vegetables are, and I noticed that the nuts are out there too, so that's what we talk about supermarket of debt. That's what we're gonna reflect on that and talk about some history. We're gonna go into history with diet, and we're gonna go into as people how we eat and what today what we eating.
The approach I want to take with it personally,
yeah,
with this episode of Supermarket of Death, and what I feel it means is what's in the supermarket that is affordable, how the most affordable foods are the most unhealthy, and the most junk foods seem to be broadcasted and promoted more in neighborhoods that are in low income.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about the unfairness of that and how it leads to a cycle of an unhealthy community. For me, when I think about supermarkets that are in just low income communities, they're not the actual health driven ones. Like, good example, a Whole Foods market is not going to be in a low income area unless it is being used as a tool to come in a neighborhood to gentrify that community. Now, that's a topic for another show as far as the gentrification part.
Yeah.
But the one parallel that I understand from an economical standpoint is that when a lot of the very big name health food stores, they're in upper echelon, hope I'm saying the name right, higher income areas. A lot of the good vitamin stores, they're in a higher income area. They're in more of a middle class area, I guess you can say. Not so much working class. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Walmart's are a different story. Walmart's are kind of scattered around. Depending on where you live in what city.
Yeah.
Walmarts can be in neighborhoods that are so-so. Walmart's a little different. But when it comes to like Whole Foods and like Vitamin Shop and GNC.
Yeah, and organic
restaurants.
Yeah.
Organic farmers market. I'm not restaurants, I'm sorry, supermarkets.
Yeah.
Organic farmers market type supermarkets.
Mm-hmm.
They're away from working class or poor neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
So if all you see walking out your door is, and this is not an attack on McDonald's or anything, but if all you see is a McDonald's, a KFC, then it's quick. And then also if working class people is like this, they don't have a lot of money like that. So it's I'm in that category. So it's whatever's quick. But it all depends on what's going on as far as what you want to put in your
$5 get an easy lunch,
Right. Well, you see every day $5 meals, 4 for 4s, and 5 for 5.
Yes.
That value meals.
Value meals.
And you work hard. You work a lot of hours. You're probably doing a double.
Mm-hmm.
This is the life of a working class citizen.
Yes.
Then you come home. You don't have time to cook, so you're gonna eat what you can just grab.
Right.
And most often it's going to be unhealthy, but it's going to taste good because, you eat what tastes good. You don't work hard all day. You don't want to go home and eat something that don't taste good. So
right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I was part of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think we all every now and then want to get a burger every now, a cheeseburger or something, or some wings
and some people. And I notice when I drive around and I see people, when I pass by a supermarket sometimes, I see people buy Popeyes. They're just buying buckets and buckets of Popeyes sometimes, man, and just racking up on Popeye.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like fried chicken, but in moderation,
Yeah.
man. You can't have it every day. You can't have
buckets and buckets, man. I know some people that just get buckets of chicken. Yeah, but guess what? They have but then you see, it's a choice because they do have some restaurants that or some franchise restaurants that do serve rotisserie chicken. Boston Market, they do rotisserie baked chicken, and rotisserie chicken. If you're into chicken,
baked chicken's more healthy.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to. Yeah, but also
chicken breast being the healthiest part of the chicken. It's the driest part.
But it's healthy.
It's the healthiest part of the chicken.
Yeah. So if you're into nutrition, you're into keeping yourself well and feeling good, because I know sometimes, and I know this too. Sometimes if you compare yourself eating foods that are like high on starches and high on
you can put on a lot of weight.
Junk, and you eat a lot of starchy foods and everything, you feel blah. But if you eat a lot of vegetables, you eat a lot of like tofu food, vegetables, and you eat some fruits in between, you feel a difference in your body. There's a difference feel you feel, but yet you feel more energetic when you eat healthier food. But have you ever, people out there, have you ever ate like a whole, back in the days I did that, eat a whole McDonald's meal and feel like, blah.
Yeah.
It
feels heavy on your stomach.
It feels heavy. Now over the years, McDonald's did get a little bit nutritious now, because they have a variety of different choices in McDonald's now.
Yeah, they have some salads.
Yeah, they have a lot of salad meals. They have the oatmeal in the morning. They have oatmeal now McDonald's have oatmeal is available all time around. They have the breakfast meals available all time around. So they have different healthier choices there. They do good. McDonald's also do good sponsorships too. So big up to them. They really do. So enough respect to them,
But what's the reality of these fast food restaurants when it comes to the healthier foods? What's the reality like, as far as like, we said what we said about certain, places giving options for salad.
Yeah.
But how much does that salad cost compared to the cheeseburger?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Salad, when you go out there and you go to the city, or we're in New York City, and you go
to Manhattan. For those who don't know what that means, go to the city. You mean Manhattan?
Go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
And you pick up a salad. It's gonna cost you about $8 to $10.
Whoa.
Yeah, and if you go to even certain places, Chalapi's, or you go to certain places and you buy like a organic meal, like a more nutritious meal, I would say, like guacamole, and you got the peas in the guacamole, and you got the salad in there. It's gonna cost more than when you go to a fast food franchise and pick up like a hamburger and French fries for like $3 and change. It's gonna cost. That's compared to dollars, and that's what it is. They want you to buy the food, so they lessen the prices, so you can buy the food. But the best way to keep your diet low is cook at home. Cook at home. Mm-hmm. Bring your food out. If you're going to work, bring your meals out. Cook at home. But also when you bring your meals, pack some fruits like apples. God's green earth. When the food grows, or when you eat the earthly food, you do much better. You feel much better in your body mechanism. We gotta watch what we put on our body mechanics, because it's serious out there, man. I mean, as you can see, you eat certain things, it makes you poof. For some people, it makes them blow up right away.
I think it's a challenge for us in society, especially in this nation.
Yeah.
Because say you want to eat healthy,
mm-hmm.
but then you have GMO, genetically modified.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the O stands for, but
I
need to do my research on that. Matter of fact, look it up while we talk.
Yeah, man.
What GMO stands for.
Mm-hmm.
So genetically modified foods, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, now you have vegetables that are manufactured in factories. They're not even actually grown right. So that's the sad part. And it's like, why? Well, to cut down on the production part, because it costs more to produce natural organic foods than it is to do processed foods. You know?
Yeah.
You found the info?
Oh, I did, yeah. According to the World Health Organization, genetically modified organism. That's what
Okay.
what the whole
That's what I
organism.
thought.
Yeah.
So, but you have seedless, like I'll give you an example, seedless watermelons. There's no watermelon in the wild that grows seedless.
I can't understand seedless grapes.
See?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show now you're eating fake fruit, you're eating fake vegetables. So you want to eat healthy, and then you realize you're eating the fake stuff. So it's a battle to eat healthy, and then price wise.
Yes.
If you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, especially if you don't have a lot of money, you have kids.
Yeah.
When you shop, you don't shop for the day. You shop for at least 2 weeks. You shop every pay period.
Yes.
So then you have to now fill up on what you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really afford the fresh vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes you can't even afford the frozen vegetables.
Yeah.
So then what do you start eating if you still want to get vegetables? You're eating the canned vegetables.
Canned vegetables are cheaper.
And yeah, but what's in that can though?
Yo, man, a lot of sodium.
A lot of sugar. Why is there sugar in my corn?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have a lot of these. It's not really free. You open that can up, it might have a stench to it.
I buy blueberries and I buy strawberries. You see how much blueberries cost? A little small pack of blueberries, almost $5 for a little small pack of blueberries. A small pack of blueberries is like $5.
Let me tell you something. I buy one of those ready-made salads, right? They're in a bag.
Yeah.
Most often they're about like $4 and change.
Mm-hmm. See?
I buy them because I want to eat healthy. And so, but here's the thing: you have to spend more to eat more healthy.
Yes.
That's just the reality.
That's the reality of the thing.
But
yeah.
Not everybody could do that.
Yeah.
But, you got to find some way. One of the things you got to stay, like, all right, so you hear things, whether it be personal or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there might have been a time where all you could afford was hot dogs and ramen noodles. But what does that do to your body?
Man, it makes you, because of the see, Roman noodle, it has a lot of sodium in that, right? That right there has a lot of sodium. So what that does, if for people that's battling weight, it brings the blood pressure up.
Yeah, that's bad.
And when it brings the blood pressure up, you're jumpy, and it's when the blood pressure is a deadly thing, man. It high blood pressure
leads to strokes.
Yeah, strokes, yeah. So we gotta be careful with that. Roman noodles is cheap.
Yep.
You can buy it anywhere. Anybody can afford that, but what does it do to your body? It's no good, man.
And the most sugary cereals are the cheapest too.
Yes. If you go to the
high in sugar.
supermarket aisles, those sugary cereals is another deadly one too for the kids. I know kids love sweets
because they
kids
taste
love
good,
sugar,
but still, it's not healthy.
Yeah, So what I do with my kids is I try to get them to get into the healthier, more cereals. I mean, listen, like Cheerios, for example. Kids like Honey Nut Cheerios, but the Cheerios has less sugar than compared to like other cereals.
Yeah, plain Cheerios.
Yeah, well, plain Cheerios only has 1 gram of sugar. The other Cheerios, the Honey Nut Cheerios, has maybe about 5. It has more sugar, yeah. but because it tastes good,
and it probably has more calories, and
carbs. Yeah, it tastes good. So it's like it's a battle. It's a battle because you want to go to what tastes. You want to go to what tastes good. And I know people, young people, especially young kids, they taste buds and they don't realize that sometimes, even when they get older, it's a habit now. When you're young and you bring it into your adulthood, you bring it into your early teenage years, and then you continue eating the same thing you're eating. Eventually, it catches up to you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In the community collectively, whose responsibility is it to promote good health?
That's a good question. I mean,
say your opinion on who you think. Do you think it's the community itself? Is it the people of the community?
I think it's also
a combination of the government. What do you think?
Well, you see, the government has a hand in that too, big time. Yeah, they do.
Let's go into it.
Yeah. They have a hand in that because what they do is they okay, certain products could go into some of our communities. Like let's say for instance now for certain communities, if you could afford it, they're gonna put it to your community because they go into to what the economic what your economic income is. So certain foods come into there, so they want you to buy the food, so they bring it in. But certain high class areas where the elite live, certain foods go into their community where it's expensive. It's expensive, but they can afford it. They can afford the food. They could afford the food. They see kids, young kids. See in our community, they have kids run to the after school. They either run to the fast food or they go to the store and buy up a bag of chips, cheese doodles, and all those type of chips that's high in sodium, very very high in sodium. And it's hard to get kids away from that, especially young kids. They want to eat chips. They want to eat chips, but it's up to us as parents, and it's up to us as to introduce them to fruits, introduce them to salads. We gotta eat better ourselves. Introduce them to fruits, introduce them to salads, small tomatoes. I mean, I'm a work in progress trying to get my kids to eat. But I every day I make them sure to eat salads. Sometimes they don't like the vegetables, but I get them to eat at least the salads.
Yeah,
that's important. They have to have green in your diet every day. Is good for their diet. Is good for their excretion. It's good for their body mechanism.
As a kid, I hated vegetables. How about you?
I didn't like vegetables, but I love salad.
I like, you know what it was? It was the green vegetables I wasn't too excited about. I mean, I can eat corn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I want to thank Popeye because I grew up watching Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah.
And he got strong off eating spinach.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I started eating spinach.
Because of Popeye.
But think about it, I'm talking about a cartoon now. So it goes to show you that what you see is what you will behold. So, I mean, I don't know if this was the intentions of Popeye, the creators who made Popeye, that, we're going to get kids to love spinach. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's because of Popeye, I wanted to be strong like Popeye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that spinach, the way how Popeye ate that spinach, the spinach looked real good, I'm telling you.
It did. You know what? Even if it didn't taste good, I wanted to get strong like Popeye.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I think that's what Popeye did. He kind of gave you like, okay, if I eat spinach.
He gave kids hope.
Yeah. And that's
you think about
vegetables, it's not all bad. It's good.
Spinach. I mean, Popeye didn't eat lima beans and get big, but
it's better eat that spinach.
He ate the spinach. So, but spinach is healthy though.
It's very healthy.
Spinach is very healthy. I think
asparagus.
I think you get more when it comes to the leafy vegetables. Yes. I love spinach.
Yes.
The thing is,
I eat Brussels sprouts too.
Right. There's more. Specifically, I want to highlight like kale. Kale has more nutrients than spinach, and more nutrients than lettuce.
Yes.
Like
definitely more nutrients than lettuce.
Yeah, romaine lettuce most oftentimes a nickname for it is crunchy water.
Yeah.
But I would say spinach is good. So the more green green vegetables are more healthy. Corn, even though that may be considered a vegetable, it's starchy.
Yes.
Like I don't eat corn. It's been a while since I ate corn. It's been, I think we're going on almost a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
About
wow.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because corn is like potatoes have starch.
Yes.
So vegetables that are high in starch don't have as much nutrients as the green vegetables.
I hung out with a lot of vegetarians.
And then peas are green, but they have starch too. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And their diets, man. They don't eat meat, but they
hold on. Rewind because you say that over one more time.
Yeah, I know a lot of vegetarians.
Yeah,
and they don't eat meat, but they do. So what they do is they substitute corn. They substitute other things in the replace of meat. And sometimes they die. Sometimes they die. Is
real quick. Say what the reasons are.
The reason why they don't eat meat.
No, I'm saying the substitutes.
The substitutes is like corn.
No, I'm saying okay. We're talking about protein.
Protein, yeah.
Right.
So beans, lima beans. They eat for all the Rastafarians out there, ital beans. And they do eat they eat tofu. Tofu is
tofu has protein.
Protein in it too. and other things too, as far as like the other starches they eat too as a substitute for meat. And that you gotta be careful too, because that could get you big too. Starches is a thing that can creep up on you, and you can put on some pounds with that too.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's some vegetarians that they do substitute, since they don't eat meat, they lose that sweetness in their mouth. So what they do, some of them is they buy some sweet stuff, like like sweet cakes and other things to substitute the longing for something sweet in their mouth, because most of the vegetarian food is
honey is one of them.
Honey is one of them
because honey's natural.
It's all natural.
So
yeah,
it may not be so much on the sugar part, but
right.
like I'll give you an example. Some of the things that you have to bake with sugar, they substituted with honey.
Yes. Yeah.
So, then you have, like you said, back to the protein. When you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you're not eating, when you're not eating meat, what you're losing is the protein part that you need to have in your diet.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like you said, beans, kidney beans, black beans,
lima beans.
You have lima beans, more vegetable. I know the name is called lima bean, but you have beans and seeds and stuff like that, and you have other things that could, like you said, tofu has protein in it.
I remember,
because what happens when you totally do without protein, you could be, what is that called, like anemic and all that. That's not good.
That's not good. Yeah.
So that's why they have to take in. Actually, when you're a vegetarian, you have to take twice as more of a portion of beans and stuff, because it doesn't, per serving, it's different than meat. You'll have more protein in a serving of chicken as opposed to beans. So now your protein intake has to be measured differently when you totally go without meat.
Yeah.
This is why when people go on these diets, you got to do your research. If you're gonna go, like I personally right now currently is on a more strict diet and a more strict eating schedule. I eat before 5 or 6 o'clock. This helps speed up your metabolism. So the thing is that I still eat meat, but maybe not as much. If I was to go without meat entirely, I would have to be prepared for the substitution. I'm not in that point in my life right now, and I don't necessarily want to go without meat. Going without red meat for a while and all other stuff, going without pork and stuff like that is okay. But it all depends on what you're eating, the moderation. So let me get to this real quick, because we spent most of this episode just breaking down a couple things, but I want to talk about what you said. You mentioned the government got a part to play when it comes to health.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to say, and I'm going to include other things as far as ads. So when it comes to advertising and billboards, what do you see in certain neighborhoods versus others?
Well, I do see advertisement for Grey Goose, the liquor.
So you're talking about like liquor ads?
Yeah, liquor ads. Okay. I do see that. I do see.
And what neighborhoods? Name them.
Well,
no name neighborhoods, but the type of neighborhood.
Our neighborhoods, the black community.
Okay, so low income neighborhoods. Now, what do you see advertised in higher income neighborhoods? Do you see those same liquor ads and cigarette ads?
No, I don't see. That's what I do see, and I do see some franchise ads, but I also do see some what I will say in the bill. What I see some billboards charts. They're showing some high class advertisement for some good restaurants. I do see the highlighted wine and dine, the fine restaurants, certain advertisements I see for those places. And I do see organic supermarkets being displayed, like Trader Joe's. I do see when I go out the outer skirts of my environment. I do see that, and when I go to Trader Joe's, I do see who shops. I do see who shops in Trader Joe's too. So it's pricey, but you know what? Your body is gonna appreciate it. Yeah, but it is pricey. Sometimes you got to travel out just to get good nutrition, the good foods, so you can grow and get the kids can eat good foods. I remember when I was.
But think about this though. I don't mean to cut you off because I want you
Yeah.
to include this in what you're about to say next.
Yeah.
But the problem is the money now leaves your community and environment. So then what happens is you take your money and then you go out of town, way out of town.
Yes.
And then you go to a healthier restaurant. When you spend money in that supermarket, grocery store, when you spend money there,
yes,
where does who benefits from that money, that neighborhood you went to go buy the stuff from, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the unfortunate part because this is why you need to have healthy food stores in these neighborhoods that are not as fortunate and affluent.
Yeah.
Because here you are in a neighborhood that can't compete with this neighborhood. And then now you go out there and you make that neighborhood rich. But guess what you're coming home to is the same messed up, like we like to call deaf supermarket stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
that's the drawback for this.
Yeah, snacks, all those different type of snacks that's very sugary, very sugary, very high in starch and salt. Those kind of snacks the kids love to munch on and jump on and munch on every single day. It's like and larger to McDonald's because McDonald's got the yogurt and they also got the apple snacks. They included that a few years ago, and they more healthier choices for snacks like apple slices and the yogurts that they put in the Happy Meals. So it's gotten better. It's gotten better in our community over the years. It's gotten better because and larger to also Michelle Obama.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna just give it.
Now go ahead, because I don't want to promote. McDonald's ain't paying us.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're gonna have to stop talking about them. But go what you.
Michelle Obama put when you go into these restaurants, she put the salt signs to see how much. It's just to display of salt to see how much salt a certain food has. I don't know if they're gonna take that away or not, but she did that.
You're talking about the law that now a lot of these places have to list the nutrition values.
Yes, nutrition values. Yes. Yeah. So we're not gonna bring up certain names anymore. We're just gonna talk about what's going on, man. I don't know, Fifth, I got something to say, man.
What?
Have you ever seen a documentary on Netflix called Soul Food Junkies?
No. But I saw a document called Super Size Me that relates to what we're talking about too.
Oh yeah, talk on that, man.
Super Size Me was a guy. He did he was a vegetarian. His documentary was based on what if he ate for a month, how much weight he could put on just eating fast food. This man I think put on like over 20 pounds.
Oh.
The first time he ate a cheeseburger and fries, he threw up because his body wasn't used to taking in that stuff. He didn't get used to eating. It also, his blood pressure went up and his sugar level went up.
Wow.
And then he also talked about foods that are in the schools. He also talked about obesity, which I want to transition to as far as in certain places.
Yes.
Here's my thing. You notice that the obesity rate is higher in lower income areas because of the type of food that's in these neighborhoods.
That's available. Yeah.
Now remember what I was trying to get you to expand on more. What I was saying was, when it comes to you economically in your neighborhood, you notice that the better health stores are in neighborhoods that are better looking. Because you want to eat healthy, so maybe you've already went through all the options of your local stores. So then you leave your local area, and then you go to the other area. You build up that neighborhood. That's why I was saying it's so important to have those alternatives in your community, because if it's in your community, then you keep the money in your community.
Mm-hmm.
These are the one of the things that is hard.
Yo, man.
And especially neighborhoods that are occupied mainly by blacks. See, I can't necessarily say the word black neighborhood because in order to have a black neighborhood or a black community, you have to own your, like Dick Gregory said, you own your schools, your banks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't black folks not really known to own all of that in these neighborhoods, and then a lot of us are renters in these neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that what you need to have that alternative of the health stuff in the neighborhood so that it builds up the neighborhood.
Yo,
and here's the thing, you could stand up against the billboard advertisements of the cigarette ads because now that's another issue, because you have the food and then you have the cigarettes and then you have the liquor. And then you have more. You got more liquor stores in these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So now we're not only just talking. Now it goes beyond food. Now it's like it's the unhealthy lifestyle, the food. Then you have the other stuff they add on top of that.
Yeah.
And then you got cancers and stuff. I mean,
listen, I had this discussion one time with this brother, man, and a lot of these dudes, they believe that the reason why these kind of type of foods are in our community because they believe that black people don't buy healthy foods. We would prefer to buy a fried chicken compared to a roasted chicken. We would prefer to buy a bag of salty cheese doodles compared to some nuts. It's like almond nuts. They say that the reason why our neighborhoods is flooded with certain type of foods because we don't like that certain type of food.
Who made that determination? Not black people.
Listen, I'm not gonna say no name. I was speaking to a certain type of people, certain type of brother that straight, COON, but he believes that reason why it's in the neighborhoods because we don't he's from what he sees, we don't choose. This is why he said that a lot of us have pot bellies and a lot of us women are overweight because we don't like organic or vegetarian food.
Okay.
And
this might take a turn now from what I'm about to say. Here's the thing. Just to kind of go on what you're saying, this guy, you said he was a CON, so he's a coon.
Yeah.
The what I'm saying is this. The people who say these things, they need to check their source. He's saying that black folks do not like healthy foods. He got that data how? Now, here's the one study. One study says that if you put more healthy options, in these neighborhoods, that people will buy in, and then if you make it affordable, that's the point we were saying.
We're trying to bring home,
that you got it so affordable. So then it's like, okay, well, we can't afford that. But the thing is, the options. Also, let's talk about the advertising. You notice a lot of the marketing and advertising for these unhealthy foods are more so shown to black folks. How about that? And if you want to go back to slavery, the slaves weren't able to eat healthy.
Yeah,
they had the leftovers, the chitlins. And whatever the remains were.
This is where the soul food come about.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get into the documentary Soul Food Junkie. This is where that comes about.
Okay, well, let's talk about soul food.
Okay, now.
Talk about what's considered soul food.
Soul food is considered like collard greens, candy yams. Let me see what else.
Fried chicken?
Fried chicken. Black fried. What's it? Black cat. No.
Fried catfish.
Fried catfish.
Yeah. Mashed potatoes and gravy sometimes.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato pies. Sweet corn and who could forget those that sweet? What's that thing called again? The
smothered chicken and rice and
chicken
stuff
and
like
rice.
That.
Yeah,
I mean these are all like stereotype type of stuff, but Right.
Yeah.
These are the things that I guess you would see in a soul food restaurant.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you take the whole thing for a second. Let me just say something real quick. The one thing about soul food is, although it may taste good, it's within moderation. So we're not about to say don't eat soul food ever, but I just want to say that before we get into what I want to present to you. Because of slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say that we went from being forced to eat certain things to the point where now we don't even have to be forced to now? Would you say that's a fair assessment on why we have the things that we have today culturally and the health problems and stuff like that? Would you say because of that? That passed down?
It stemmed from that because you see, we talk about eating chitlins and grits. What we did with the soul food was what certain folks with the soul food is they flavored, they sweetened it, they made it good. What they did was they added their own African seasoning and flavors to it to make it taste good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's irresistible. It's the food is delicious.
Right.
If you go to any soul food restaurants, the food is delicious. It's good.
Right.
It's
Even,
good. Chicken and waffles.
Baked macaroni and
Amy
cheese
Roots in Harlem. It's good.
Yeah.
Sylvia's. It's good.
Yeah.
So it's choices, and it's choices. Not only choices, but you can choose the collard greens and the I think the neck bones and everything.
Here's the thing: collard greens are actually healthy, but you're talking about how it's prepared.
Yes.
Like for instance, like baked macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
It's high in fat because of how it's prepared.
Yeah.
So
it's baked. You know how it's baked. It's baked with butter and cheese,
sometimes milk and all that.
And, the carnation milk.
Most often milk. What am I talking about?
Carnation milk. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and butter and cheese,
flour, depending on how you prepare it.
Depending on how you prepare it.
Yeah.
So all these foods played into our diet from years and years and years, where we indulge in it because it's how we grew up. It's where it stemmed from and how it came about and how they flavored it to a point where from generation to generation as a hand me down from generation to generation that the food is delicious, is great, is good, that is irresistible. And some people will not give some of our folks will not give up soul food no matter what. Is what they do eating on Sunday afternoon dinners after church.
Yeah, that's a tradition.
It's just but you see me, I grew up the Caribbean style. So my mother used to make what's healthy wise, she used to make something called cuckoo and fly fish, where it's made of cornmeal and it's mashed in okra, and they have the steamed fish on the side of it. And I remember, but some of our foods some of the Caribbean foods is very starchy too, like the roti and the roti, where it's a flour, it's a white flour, and it's you put like the curry goat. Curry is healthy too. Curry goat, and you got the curry, and you got curry fish and curry chicken. This is all soul food. Food that we came up on, and food that we grew up with, and foods that we indulge in. That this is what we grew up on. This is the food that we grew up on.
Well, it goes to show
so choosing a healthy diet for us it took time. Choosing healthy diets take time because you see, when you grow up and eating, you have the rice on the side, you eat the peas and rice. You got the fried chicken. You got the chicken on the side. You got the and I always put vegetables on the side. And you have the foods that we grew up on. This is the foods that we came up on. So it takes time to wean yourself out those certain type of foods. Is tough. It really is for some people.
Now, here's what I believe. I believe a lot of the unhealthy stuff that you talk about is in our neighborhoods is because now you have now health concerns, but then also now you have healthcare as a business. Mm-hmm. Let's just go there.
Yeah.
So you eat this stuff, you get sick, and then now you got to get on pills and stuff like that, and then that messes you up.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a cycle of this. So okay, we won't. It's like, okay, eat all this stuff is good. We'll have commercials every 5 minutes.
Yeah, see?
But then now you got to go to the doctor. The doctor says, yo, this is going on with you. Then your insurance is high. You got now you got a pre-existing condition. You got all this stuff. And so now you're trying to get help. The thing is, we talk about what a lot of this stuff could lead to: high blood pressure and diabetes.
Yes.
But then now the money, see,
it's almost like a business to kill itself.
It's exactly. They want you to be unhealthy so that you can pay up.
Yes.
So it's like you pay a little. It's like one of the things I heard growing up is that, okay, you want to eat cheap, fine. So you pay less now, but then you pay more with your life.
Yes.
Later.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So it's best to pay more for healthier food and pay less for your health when you get older.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna in the long run. It's gonna cost you less in the long run.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you less in the long run because you see when you're in pain and you gotta take hello lights. You gotta take needles every day for that sugar. You gotta take needles every. I can't.
Lost family members of diabetes.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, listen. I know some people that's going through that right now, man, and it's no joke, man. Every day, it's no joke. And then I'm not even talking about older people. I'm talking about young people. Every day, man. I know there's one brother that was an amputee due to diabetes because of the poor circulation in his limbs. He was now he's wheelchair bound for life. Amputee. Some of his fingers got amputee because of the gangrene. You know, this poor circulation due to the diabetes. It's really, really serious. The man is only 38 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 38, 37. He just turned 38 actually. You know, and it's like, you know, and I asked him what his diet was. He said he was working overnight and the only quick thing because he's living in New York, gotta work 2 jobs. This is the problem, Fifth. 2 jobs.
He doesn't get a chance to exercise.
You don't get a chance
like
to exercise. You don't get a chance to eat healthy food. So the quickest thing was Mountain Dew and hot dogs. So my thing is this: it's a conspiracy, and it's a thing that this world order does. It just they know what they're doing.
Right.
They want to lessen the pop. They know what they're doing.
Right.
We just gotta be up on it to know, to be smart about it, and to eat healthy for our children, and then teach our children better nutrition choices. Because if we don't, they're being statistic and the vicious cycle.
So we gotta wrap this show off. I'm gonna let you get your final thought. Let me just say something real quick, and I'll let you end off the show. So one of the things that I hope we was trying to communicate is basically what is in the stores, what is in your environment versus maybe other environments. What are the roles that people play when it comes to businesses as far as promoting certain things? Like I was saying earlier, every 5 minutes, you're watching TV, every 5 minutes you see a commercial for a fast food restaurant, you know, and the stuff may look good, taste good, whatever, but it's not good for you, you know? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat this stuff ever. What I'm saying is indulge on it less than you should have, because you could avoid these health concerns. There's nothing wrong with every now and then, say you want a slice of pizza or whatever, okay. You know, you want to have, let's see, like a Jamaican beef patty or something like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's how often you eat it. Always in moderation. No matter what you're doing and who you are, as far as what you do is what you eat culturally, try to include more healthier foods to promote a more healthier lifestyle.
Yes.
Check with your local schools. See what your schools got in their lunch program. See what's being taught. You know, we don't have as much public service announcements anymore like we should have for certain healthy stuff. Locally, Mayor Bloomberg tried to put more into that, and a lot of people said some of the ads were crazy. They were too graphic. But hey, some things have to be graphic to get your intent, to get your attention. You know, so how do you deal with this? You deal with it by in your local restaurant. I mean, local grocery store. I keep saying restaurant because we're talking about fast food stuff. In your local supermarket, try to go to the health aisle first.
Yes.
And don't shop when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Studies show that when you shop on when you're hungry, you impulsively shop. So you shop what you're hungry for that moment. So don't go food shopping when you're hungry. Like I said, go to the health aisle first. Research. We got more access to the internet now than we ever have. In any time of our lives. Whether you got internet at home or internet on your phone, smartphone. Do your research. Find out what is for you. Find out what's bad for you, and if it's something you like, find out how much of it you can consume a week. From a community standpoint, we got to do something about these hard liquor ads and cigarette ads every corner. We got to do something about that. It ain't good. All right. So I'm gonna pass it to you.
Yeah, like what Fifth was saying. The best thing to do when you go supermarket and you go into the try to stay in the outer aisles. Try to stay more on the outer aisles. That's where they have more the vegetables and fruits and the fruit stands and the vegetables and the nuts and the poultry. Try to buy more groceries products that are nutritious, as far as like greens, and as far as your fruits concerned. Try to pile your cart up with that more, because that's one thing I learned over the years, and I try to get my family with that too. To pack more greens, put more greens on your plate, put more greens in your cart. It will help you. You feel more energetic. You won't feel sluggish. You won't feel like the world's got you're having a world on your shoulders. You won't feel like you're sluggish. Trust me, it helps. Even it doesn't matter if you're older or not. It helps. Trust me, it does. But when you nothing wrong picking up a box of cereal, but make sure you read the sugar intake. If you pick up something that's salty, make sure you read the sodium intake. Those things are important too. You have to do when you pick up certain things, certain foods. When you go into the inner aisles, make sure you read the ingredients, because that's important. See, when you pick up things for the kids, make sure it's not saturated with sugar. And I notice sometimes that people, when they pick like Pop-Tarts, you read it, but you pick up certain things. For example, pick up things like that, and it's like it has 20 grams of sugar. You pick up certain juices, it has 30 grams of sugar. That's like poison to your body, and you're giving it to your kids. What do you think it's gonna do for them later? This is why this is why your kidneys collapse. This is why you have this is why it's high on diabetes. This is why we have high blood pressure, high diabetes, and this is why we get sick quickly, because our nutritious choices are not that great. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to when you pick up something, to turn it around and read the ingredients. Our body mechanisms depend on how we eat. And we can shut down easily if we keep eating if we keep practicing these habits, and we don't clean our colon. We don't eat things that are bitters. You know what's good to eat too? The asparagus and also certain greens are good to eat too. The asparagus, and there's what's it called? The collard greens is good to eat too, and also the what's it called? Those other green things now again too. Okra is good to eat too. I said the asparagus, the okra, and the there's a certain thing that's good to eat too. Actually, cauliflower is not too bad either. You can boil it and make sure you eat your carrots too. So try to include this in all that you eat too. So that's what I say, man. That's what I got to say, man.
All right, this was another edition of Mr. Z and Fifth with your host,
Mr. Z.
All right, and this is Fifth. We'll see y'all next time. Real quick, contact me on @the5thGeneral, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. How do they get at you?
Yo, you contact me, Zaccheus, on Instagram, Zaccheus B73, Zaccheus B, like boy, and then 73. Or you can hit me up on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus, Bacchus 2. That's on Twitter, and on Facebook, Just Wayne Bacchus. WayneBacchus. Holla at us.
All right. Special shout outs to everybody who's been listening to the show on Audio Mac and YouTube. All right. We're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.